Okay, this is day million in trying to diagnose this issue. Get a misfire on cylinder 1, cylinder 4, and a multiple cylinder misfire. Engine was built October 2008. This is a 2009 A4 CAEB Avant. I cleaned up the connectors. You notice that some of them are broken, but if you really pay attention, you'll see that it's clipping. I pushed it in place and I put a tie wrap on the last one because it just wouldn't clip. The other ones make an audible sound when clipping them. Removed all of these camshaft adjusters, and the garage that I took the car to broke this connector here. Well, not really a connector, but it's just it's supposed to sit here, but instead it's just hanging, so I need to tie wrap that as well. BCV, manufactured in 2018. This is the AK model or version. I bought it just a few days ago, and I checked the vacuum. Here I put sealant, and checked the vacuum. Here I put sealant. That's the dirty looking things that you see here, but it's really just sealant. I did clean the intake. I tightened the bolts here, 1, 2, 3, all of them. That holds the intake in place. I had a failure of that connector for the high pressure fuel pump. It actually failed twice because I took the intake out twice. Each time I took it out, when I put it back in, I tried to put in the metallic piece to the brass, and it just would continue leaking. So this is a new piece. Alternator has been replaced, a good used one from an auto recycler. Checked the voltage on it and it was above 13.4, which is okay by my books. The other one was 12 point something. Belt has been replaced just last week. Original Audi filter and oil. Tensioner has been replaced. Piston job has been done. Tensioner and chain have been done. Yes, I did follow Audi Zine, and I found the part number for the dipstick, and I purchased one and I modified it to fit. Oil full. Checked and cleaned the mass airflow sensor. Swapped the coils, locations, and so on. Did not make any difference. The multiple cylinder misfire and cylinder 1 and cylinder 4 are still there. Anything else wrong with the car? Not really, it's just those codes. Now, one thing I found, and you probably noticed as I was showing you the overview, I was able to pull this off by hand. This is the inlet to the vacuum pump. I don't know if I should be able to pull this off by hand. This to me is a surprise. I will verify and look into it. I don't understand what happened here. This connector, I don't know if you can see it, it's loose. I need confirmation. Can someone help me out with this one? I don't know what I should be looking at and what should this connection look like, but to me that is the main vacuum inlet, or at least one of them. This one is to the booster here, going to the booster for the brake, to this. I'll get to that red wire in a second, but that's where the connection ends. This is just dirt. Now, this red connector is this one along with the black one. I spliced in wires. I don't know if you've been following this thread on Audi Zine or not, but that Servotronic connector, even though I checked continuity between it and the connector here, it's a red connector here, reminds me I need to tighten this. It's tight, but I just wanted to confirm. So when I check continuity here, it did check out. The continuity was there between the pins, according to the wiring diagram that I acquired, between here and the end connector. But when I put the ignition on, there was voltage going into here, but when I check the pins, but then the voltage is considerably less when I check here, and that didn't make sense to me, even though continuity was there. Now, what was the problem is when I got the car back from the piston replacement and the chain, etc., I had a Servotronic actuator that was working only occasionally, only when the car is warm, engine is warm, and I didn't understand what it was. Now, my new theory, I don't know if you can see it, that orange connector right in the middle there, that is for the engine mount. This is an automatic transmission, so the engine mount is active. Now you'll see there is a big mess here. I'm sorry, I'm flipping the camera a little bit, but this is all wiring that I have gone through a second time. Now, I know that this connector shares the ground for all of the coils, according to the wiring diagram. Not sure what that connector is, but I did clean it and put it back. These are the green wires that were supposed to connect to there. So I just cut them and then wrapped them here for further diagnostics later. This wire is the one that goes into the engine mount. And I did check voltage across it. Voltage checked out at 8.6, I think, when the ignition was on. All of these registered 8.6 as well. Resistance on all coils was consistent. I think it was 39 or something, not sure. I have a noise coming from the blower fan. I tried to lubricate that as well. I removed the conduit here. I did break it, so I have to order another one to replace it. But I checked all of the wiring. Nothing seems to be abnormal. I checked the vacuum, checked this. I checked this check valve, and it was working. Replaced the air filter, cleaned the mass airflow. Coolant is max. It's always been at that level since I got it back from the garage. Full, and I asked them to refill or flush the power steering. They did, but they did such a crap job that they put a tie wrap in here. I don't know why anyone would put a tie wrap in here where you can actually get either a metallic clamp or a specialized clamp. Battery voltage checked out. I checked continuity on the engine mount wire that you see there in orange, and whatever's in the box here. It's ECU connector. I think it's 53. Please don't quote me, but I think one of the pins is connecting to connector 53. Now, continuity is there, voltage is there, but when I put one pin, when I test each pin separately, I get 12 volts on one, 12 point something, and then the other one would give me a 3 point something. So that's where it's at right now. Any other faults on the engine, I use the VCDS to check things out, and codes, I did not see anything other than the cylinder 1, cylinder 4, and multiple cylinder in the engine department. I took out the sensor, whatever it is, I cleaned it up, applied silicone lubricant, and to lubricate the seal, that is, and then cleaned it up, put it back. That bolt was missing, so I replaced it with a 10 millimeter. I ran out of ideas, but it's really getting very, very annoying now. I don't know what to do with this cold misfire. I'm probably gonna put another video, and if I do, I will link it to the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. But I will probably get a video of the cold startup, so you can see the check engine light and flashing, and you can see the engine. I honestly barely can tell if there is any vibration. It's so smooth, but I don't understand why it's misbehaving. Now, one theory, or not really a theory, it's a finding. You see that blue connector here that connects to the intake manifold, and this one, see cylinder 2 and 3. You get misfires on cylinder 4 and cylinder 1, but 2 and 3 are very close to vacuum. Anyway, just I thought I'd note it. Maybe it has something to do with that. Anyway, alright, well, thanks for watching, and any inputs are appreciated. I hope I get to the bottom of this, and once I do, I will let you guys know for sure. But I will not let off till I get it. Thanks.